really changed Looney Tunes was the arrival of Tex Avery. Leon Schlesinger was looking for a new director. Avery had had a little experience at that. He was really mostly an animator, but he had just enough experience to talk his way into that job. And he immediately brought new and really revolutionary ideas to the studio. So this was the beginning of a wonderful creative explosion, not just for Warner Brothers, but for cartoons in general, because Disney had always been the one to watch.
What's up, docs and docettes? Trevor Thompson, the self-appointed Looney Tunes critic here. It is the first Tuesday of the month of May, and that means, once again, it's Tex Avery Tuesday. I did not mean for that to rhyme, but we are back and on time. Damn it, I did it again. And I'm joined with my co-host, with the mo-host, the wonderful Greg Duffel, retired animator extraordinaire, and all-around great guy, and I would say suitable temporary replacement for the great Pez, who is gone but not forgotten. Say hello, Greg.
Boy, a month goes by so quickly.
Well, there's a lot of, it really does. You folks don't realize how quick it is for us, but it certainly is a quick thing. And we're kind of keeping in that cheater mode that we were in last month, because I just want to do something that has been restored, that we all know and love, and a major character. And so this is Daffy Duck and Egghead, who, fans of this show know all too well, because we've already done at least 2 Elmer sort of substitute type characters, one of which was Egghead. So let's get it going.
All right.
Here it is.
Look at those rings.
Yes.
Vitaphone.
One rings to rule them all. Yeah, Vitaphone was the company that kind of revolutionized the sound for them, right?
Look at that color.
Get the fuck out of here.
Bugs Hardaway is the story guy.
Why is it J.B. Hardaway? What was his first name?
I don't know.
Right off the bat. Good for you, Tex.
That's, I think that was the MGM animator later.
Let's see who's on the crew here, because there's certainly crew members that were uncredited. Hey, can you turn down your audio just a little bit, because we're hearing me in the background, which nobody needs to hear that. But yes, uncredited on this cartoon is Irv Spence, the guy we mentioned a lot last month, Sid Sutherland, and Paul J. Smith is also working on this one.
Gee, it's awfully quiet. I wonder if there are any more hunters out here this morning.
So you really can't tell it from the whispering that he was doing there, but the voice that he's doing is an homage to Joe Penner, comedian Joe Penner in this cartoon, who I can't. Did they do reference for this? You think?
That's Ted Pierce.
That's Ted Pierce.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have rotoscoped that, I think.
Yeah, that looks too perfect.
Sit down.
You know what? Joel Hodgson, that looks like Virgil Ross. Joel Hodgson has said that cartoons like this, with the interaction of the silhouettes of the audience, kind of inspired Mystery Science Theater.
Oh.
That duck's crazy.
You telling me?
This is the second Tex Avery Daffy Duck cartoon. Would that be safe to say? First one would be Porky's Duck Hunt.
Yeah, which he did with which was a Looney Tune. This is a Merry Melody. But you know what? I don't know the answer to that.
I hesitate to say it's the second Daffy Duck cartoon, but because somebody else might have done a Daffy Duck.
It's definitely it is
radio reference.
It's definitely early, and definitely that early format of the Hunter pictures.
wonder if that had ever been done before. It's really playing with it.
Yeah, that's that gag I don't think has ever been done before, for sure.
No.
I'm not crazy. I just don't give a darn.
I wonder if that's Bob
Blue
Clampett.
eyes, huh? Daffy Duck's got blue eyes, just like Egghead.
What do you think that means? Oh, and his priest collar is also blue.
Oh, yeah.
Cartoons are so wonderfully violent. Or they were at one time.
Keep your nose out of other people's business, ain't it?
I wonder.
Let's together.
That's got to be like a radio.
Yeah. I wish I was more familiar with old-time radio. I know some people really are. And really, oh, wow, this is Irv Spence. That's what that shot looked like when they were doing the duel. Irv Spence. So Spence would be on these, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sort of the wilder stuff in these early Tex Avery cartoons would be Irv Spence. I met Irv.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I spent some time at his house, and I had a couple of times I went to see him, and he was saying that he thought animation should be wilder, and that he sort of didn't like McKimson type stuff because it was too literal or something.
How old would he have been at this time? What year?
Oh, it would have been his late 70s, even into his 80s, perhaps. I think he might have been getting Alzheimer's or dementia or something around last time I went to see him. But a very nice man. First time I met him was when he was working for Bakshi on what was called at the time War Wizards. And he had a big room at Bakshi's with a green carpet, and he would do golfing in the putting in the room. There'd be enough room to do putting. He'd get up and do golf putting.
Just
and
putting.
He showed us, it was Irv Spence showed us around the studio. This would be 1975.
Yes, the merry-go-round broke.
So I would have met him at his house in the late 70s. Sorry, late 80s. Early 90s, maybe.
He hung in there, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he died when I was working at Chuck Jones. And his assistant at MGM was Tom Ray, and who was working at Chuck Jones in the next room to me. And he was really, really broken up about it because, he'd worked with Irv Spence for a long time at MGM as his assistant.
I wonder if that's Clampett again.
Maybe. Well, they seem to, Bob Clampett seemed to talk a lot about doing those Daffy Duck crazy scenes.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that it probably is his work. I wonder at what time Clampett would have gone off and done those iWorks things. Right, with Chuck Jones.
Yeah.
It's possible that Chuck Jones and Clampett are gone here, and that it's Virgil and Irv Spence, and maybe Clampett. I don't know. What is that?
Porky's Tire Service was one of those cartoons. I'm going to look that up to see what year it was. Or Porky's Tire Trouble, rather.
These ducks are a nuisance, aren't they?
Yeah,
these self-respecting hunter. Going to drive him crazy. Oh, he's going to turn crazy.
So those cartoons, they went to iWorks the following year.
Oh, okay.
Or at least those cartoons came out the following year. So maybe they are gone.
Yeah, that's possible.
Certainly is possible.
Looks like a different group. I didn't even see much Virgil Ross stuff in there, but definitely the influence of Irv Spence. Who would have come over from Mintz, maybe, or I don't know. He would have been a new recruit there at Warner's. So.
I want to go frame by frame on this just to see if it could be reused Clampett or someone trying to do what he did in Porky's Duck Hunt.
From Texas cartoon Porky's Duck Hunt, Here are my original drawings of the first scene of Daffy ever animated, when he did the first screwy leap on the lake and went, woo, 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 woo.
I bet it's very similar to...
It's not, I don't see anything that is the same yet.
Well, the clicking of the heels. A lot of these things where, like when I was critical of these more recent cartoons, the gags just aren't there. They're just. That's what the problem is. I mean, you can get away with a lot. You don't have to have the greatest drawing in the world, but if you've got the timing right or the gag right, and sometimes it helps to have some interesting animation. Sometimes you really need good animation to pull something off.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the timing and the finesse at times, or just the gag itself, how it's being put across, well, you don't have anything.
This is definitely not Clampett, now that I'm looking at it. It's definitely inspired by that scene that he did. But this is
bet he isn't on this cartoon. And I don't think Jones is either.
Yeah, you're right. That's some lazy for that studio anyway. Lazy drawing there. That's Virgil, isn't it?
Run it. I don't think so. I think this is Irv Spence. But I could be wrong. The just drawing doesn't look right for Virgil. I mean, it
certainly works. That's for sure.
It works.
Yeah.
It gets the point across. That's the important. Yeah, this drawing is.
That's not Virgil.
No, you could go to a shot. There's a shot where of Egghead, like a shot more like that. That's sometime, I don't know whether it's earlier or later, but it's very Irv Spence. You can find that. Yeah, I think this is Irv Spence. Now watch the way he walks here, how Egghead walks. There, this kind of drawing. Yeah, like that. I don't know. I take a guess it was Spence. But what I noticed also about this is that when they're looks like his kind of stuff. It looks like that guy Held. There's a guy called an artist around this time. I think his name was Held. He did sort of classic 30s stuff. It sort of looks influenced by that. Like, look at the drawing of the hand and these. I'll try and find the name of that artist. The illustration stuff from the 30s looks. Yeah, I think this is Spence. What I also noticed about that scene was when they're walking, it's on twos. Well, there's even shadows underneath there. You see that? But when they're walking, well, look, I think they're on twos here, on a pan.
And their shadows go away too when they stop walking.
Okay, watch as they. I bet it's not on single frames. See?
Yep. Well, there's the one.
There. Oh, look. Sometimes it's on single frames. It's occasionally on single frames. That's interesting. Look at that. Yeah. See, it's not. It's like normally at Warner Brothers, any type of pan like this would be done on ones, but not here. But some bits are on ones, but not others. It's very strange. I mean, I could be wrong that it's Spence, but it's certainly along the lines of how Irv Spence animated.
That's why.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay.
How it's synchronized, isn't it, to the sounds of the turtle.
So we're wrong about that.
Which might suggest why bits of it are on ones and bits of it are on twos.
Just for the record, I want that on a T-shirt right there.
It's a funny drawing.
That's a great pose, dynamic, funny looking. Sends a good message. I'm looking right now at Egghead here, and I'm just like, it's the same thing I always think when I look at Egghead. I really don't, with the exception of the fact that he's a hunter, and in a wild hare, Elmer has a pink nose. Other than that, I've never seen the actual connection that people make to Elmer from Egghead. And I think that in what you're talking about, them being particularly peculiar, Elmer is, a fully functioning member of society by comparison to Egghead.
Well, Egghead is only known, the link between him and Elmer Fudd was, I think in that Hillbilly cartoon, he's called Elmer Fudd.
Yeah, and it's a very...
So I think that's the tenuous relationship between the two of them. And Tex Avery seemed to be fairly, or seemed to like the idea of Egghead. And Hardaway, I guess, would Hardaway have created Egghead? Was it his character, really?
I mean, I guess it falls... Well, I mean, Bob Gibbons deserves a lot of credit for most of these characters getting, some kind of credit for getting these characters created.
I don't think he's around. I don't think Bob's on this, there at the studio at this time. I think he was still either getting into the business or at Disney's.
All right, boys. A 1, a 2.
So, again, we have to announce what the next cartoon's going to be. I did that last month, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. What are we doing next month?
No, I'm not going to do it. You keep countermanding what I'm doing. You're going to say it.
Hey, man,
I'm not going to do it.
It happens every now and again. You gotta
to be countermanded. You tell me what it's going to be. You're the boss.
It happened once.
No, it's going to happen lots of times. You tell me what it's going to be.
All right, then let me think. What's that one about? Oh, wait, no.
Hey, I'll tell you what.
What?
This is a better plan. My voice probably isn't going to change all that much, and neither is yours in the next month or so. When we do the next one, we'll just pretend that we know what it is, and you'll have gone away and figured out which one it is, and then you can edit it into the thing.
The Beatles were right. Nothing is real. All right, Greg. Well, thank you very much. We'll see you. Greg and I will see you next month for another installment of Tex Avery Tuesdays. That's all, folks.
The suspended animation for the next month. I'm not going to do anything.
Ooh, suspended animation.
That's right. Suspended animation.
Get it? All right, folks. See you next month.